All right, part 3. If you haven't seen 1 or 2, you're missing out. All right, let's get some messages for the collective. Let's ask the angels, saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our space for divine messages for our highest and greatest good. So it is, and so it will be. All right, I got all these other cards. I'm not taking them. I do have an 8 of Wands, though. And then I have a King of Wands. So let's see what this is. King of Swords, bottom of the deck energy. I feel like there's incoming. What's incoming? Oh, okay. So there's this energy that might be thinking heavily of you, maybe from a place of inspiration, motivation, maybe some sort of project or passion, initiative. They may feel very called to your energy. Maybe there's like a mirrored soul, possibly soulmate, twin flame, something that you might find in common with one another. It could be a bit of like soul mission or something like that. Let's see, Emperor. A lot of masculine energy. Jeez. All right, 8 of Wands. What is incoming? The Shadow and the 2 of Wands. All right, so this is kind of like maybe what you're getting is information about something that you have left behind and moved on from. 2 of Wands means that you've made a conscious choice to do something different than maybe how you've done it before, or you have seen what this is and it no longer aligns with your highest and greatest good, and you've made a conscious choice to go in a different direction. So there could be this energy that is like maybe thinking and reminiscing a bit about what they might have had with you, or they may want to interfere, or this could be someone who could be coming into your energy now. King of Wands. Okay, let's see. Ace of Cups. So this is divine energy. This is like what you pour into yourself pours out into the collective, the universe. It's like being able to receive, okay? So there could be a blessing coming in for you when it comes to this energy here. I feel like this is a divine partnership is what I'm getting. So the King of Wands is someone who's very much in their purpose and passion. They may watch you from afar, from some sort of outside looking in perspective. I'm getting like they've done their shadow work, is what I'm getting. I'm also seeing 2 of Swords. I'm seeing the Druid, which is the Hierophant. What's the next one? The Star energy, the Healer. Yeah, I feel like there's been some sort of, maybe for them and for you, there's been this like ability to detach, right, from the pleasures of the earthly realm and continue to create consciously, right? Conscious creation here with the emotions, right? And then we have discernment, intuition, ability to free yourself and your mind, and the ability to share what you've gained, the wisdom, the knowledge, and to pour into others. Okay, there's this like reciprocated like puddle of love here. It's like a high conscious healing energy here. High Priestess, bottom of the deck. So yeah, I feel like there's a partnership that's destined here, and it's meant to help share wisdom, knowledge. I feel like this is like divine energy being received. So there's a need to kind of like help the collective, help humanity. I feel like you have the support of the universe with all these stars here. You could align with galaxy, the stars, a star seed, a light worker, someone who's in like the healing modalities of some kind. There might have been some sort of attempt to keep you in the dark about who you are and what you're here to do. They may have tried to create some sort of confusion for you so that it affected your free will choice here. And I feel like you were able to see through the illusions and still choose love. You used your free will choice to choose love versus fear. Okay, and as a result of that, that is aligned with your divine path. You are a healer. You're someone here who's meant to hold the frequency of love. All right. Yeah, so there was a battle for your mind, which then results to your soul. Okay. So your mindset matters. Page of Wands. I feel like you're going to receive some good news. All right. And then we have the Lovers. All right. So this is receiving, you're going to receive divine guidance when this comes in. Okay. They see you as a partner. They see you as someone who they can create with, something that they can grow with. You may reflect things back and forth to each other. Then we have the Three of Cups. You're aligning with Soul Tribe energy. I have the Six of Pentacles. Upright. All right, so this is, giving and receiving, not just receiving. Okay, so it's kind of like sometimes, from a shadow perspective, we can just give and give and give and never receive back. I feel like you've planted wise seeds and, things are growing. Things are prospering. There may need to be a bit more of a balance in things, but I feel like you're figuring it out. Okay, let's see. Two of Wands is the next card that we're clarifying. Yeah, we have the Six of Cups. This is leaving the past behind. It's like having the memories, but not having to go back to the past. Like there's nothing new. However, you may have fond memories of the past, or there's somebody who has fond memories of you. They could be reflecting. There could be a bit of reflecting, maybe even wishing that they didn't breadcrumb or give to others in the situation to feed their temptations is what I'm getting. So there's past energy here in their feelings, in their thoughts, in their emotions, in their memories when it comes to you. I feel like this person thought that they were better than you, okay? And that, your love wasn't good enough. And so they may have chosen finances, materialism over you instead of love. Okay, Ace of Cups, King of Pentacles. I feel like you moved on. I feel like the divine showed you what you needed to see in the situation so that you could have clarity and understanding and to free yourself and your mind from this energy that wanted to continue to entertain others as part of your union here. Okay, so I feel like you were guided to move on. You saw this person for who they truly were. All right, and then Justice is playing out in your favor. All right, so I feel like balance is being restored where there was an imbalance. Okay, I feel like universal law, divine justice here. All right, then we have the Empress. Yeah, I feel like there's this, like, you're meant to, create some sort of flow. So you may be someone who either nurtures the flow, creates the flow, heals so that things flow. You're getting like energy work. So you might be very in tune with like consciousness and working on your higher consciousness and sharing emotions and your gifts with others so that the stepping stones, they can pick up where you leave off. So you might be leaving a trail behind for others to kind of pick up on. So you could be someone who leaves like little nuggets. So I feel like the divine works straight through you, okay, is what I'm getting, so that you can help others nurture and grow is part of what you're here to do. You may find common ground in some of the things you've experienced in your earthly time here. So this would be like some of the things that were hard for you to overcome, some things that you had to grow through, some things that were heartbreaking, some things that like nearly broke you but ended up making you who you truly are with the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like these experiences have only been for your growth and development. Okay, I feel like you are victorious and you're experiencing success. I feel like you stand up for what you believe in, regardless of what other people have to say or think about you. I'm also getting, this is you taking a leadership role, commanding, you know, what's going to happen in your life, standing your ground, knowing that like whatever you're here to do, it's for you. And this is you being inspirational, creative, and just taking charge. Knight of Swords. And then I have a Wheel of Fortune here. I feel like you are on your destined path and journey, okay? We have the Emperor and the Empress, so that's feminine and masculine energy, all right? And then we have the Hanged Man and the Fool. So when I see the Hanged Man and the Fool, it tells me that there is this like a bit of a waiting period before this new beginning starts, right? There's some things that are still wrapping up here. And I'm getting like this, it has something to do with this masculine and this feminine. And so I feel like there's divine timing playing out. And right now it's kind of a wait and see kind of situation. Then we have the Tower, right? Because what's happening is like whoever tried to bound and keep you stuck is going through a tower. And so we don't want, there's a bit of like not wanting this energy to interfere in what's coming in. And so right now it's like hush hush. Queen of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be though. This can just be somebody who has strong sensitivities. So you could be picking up on like what's going on in the background here, which is kind of like what Merlin is showing you. Like, hey, whoops, it goes this way. It's kind of like, hey, this is going on right now. So just kind of stay clear, stay to yourself, right? Stay in your high loving vibration while, you know, the past energy experience is a Tower. So yeah, there's feminine and masculine energy here. Look at Knight of Shields. So I feel like anyone who made investments on false ground, it's falling apart. So anyone who did anything for money is where they're being hit the most. So if they did a bunch of shady shit for money, that is where they're going to be hit first. So someone very much could lose a job, okay? Or be demoted, or maybe they're waiting for an opportunity. Maybe they thought that they were going to gain something, and I'm feeling like they feel like they haven't gained anything except for burdens. I feel like it's a, yeah, I feel like they're watching to see what's happening or what's going to come next. They're like doing research, looking you up, investigating something. There's something being observed. Someone might be observed. I'm getting like watching to see what happens. All right, there is this energy of, that's the Chariot. Again, more victory, more success, on a mission, activated, answering the call, and, you know, being in that divine purpose. I'm getting like, maybe they're watching because they can't believe you survived what they sent your way. They're watching to see if anything they've sent your way has worked. I feel like maybe, yeah, look, Four of Swords. Four of Wands, and then the Temperance Angel, equilibrium, balance. Balance being restored, okay? Four of Wands, all right? This is a major accomplishment, coming into union with oneself, okay? As well as a partner. I feel like there's this energy of going within to receive guidance, tuning into oneself and abilities, praying like it's your job, maybe gaining clarity and understanding on which direction to take next, so that, you know, there is this meetup. So you might receive some sort of clarity here. We have Temperance, which is, and then we have the Knight, we have the King of Swords here, Temperance, and the Seven of Cups. I feel like there's this energy of not sure which one it is. I feel like you will know when it's time to know. So just be patient and continue to transmute and alchemize the energy, because like your vibration just kind of like takes the cold water, takes the hot water, and makes it warm. So like you tend to moderate things. You temper things. So this is a bit of like inner alchemy energy. Then we have a Ten of Wands. So someone feels extremely burdened by, you know, maybe some of the choices that they've made, and you might be picking up on this energy, but just know that like these burdens are not yours, okay? And I feel like you have support and protection here. I feel like you're being protected. All right, then we have a Knight of Cups. Yeah, there's somebody that might want to, maybe someone feels like they're having to evaluate other options. They're still operating from a shadow perspective. They're still trying to like seed their earthly pleasures, okay? I feel like they had a choice to go in a different direction, but they're still choosing from the unhealed version of themselves. And as a result, they can't go with you. So you may have to go on a bit of a journey by yourself, or they're going on a journey by themselves, so that they can find self-love, so that they can find the love that they've been wanting. Yeah, there could be someone who feels very burdened by a relationship. I feel like they may not have listened to their intuition when it came to this. There's a bit of regret. There's a bit of like gluttony even. I feel like someone entertains many options to fill their own cup, but I don't know that it really accomplishes what they think it's going to accomplish. It's almost like empty. It's like empty promises here is what I'm getting. Someone feels burdened because they went in a different direction and they were filled with empty promises, and now they're in a bit of regret. I do have a King of Cups here and a Queen of Swords, so you might have been dealing with an air sign or a water sign. I'm getting like someone had to walk away because they were not respected as they should have been respected. The Queen of Swords pretty much demands respect. And I feel like this King of Cups, you know, did everything but that. And so for that reason, someone had to walk away, and they received what they needed to receive in order to, you know, go in the direction that the divine wants them to go in. I feel like there was a lot of hidden secrets, a lot of lies, deception, maybe even some dark stuff here, some occult stuff that, you know, someone thought that they could get away with. But I'm getting like, you know, it really just created some challenges for them in this situation here with the Ten of Wands. Maybe somebody's feeling and is in their emotions at this time because maybe you were the one that showed them love, but instead of them reciprocating this love, they tried to destroy you. And, you know, that's not love, okay? That's not love. This is part 3, so some of the things that we picked up on in part 1 and 2 are going to resonate here, because I feel like, you know, somebody was a pig, like straight up a pig. Maybe still is a pig in the sense of like whatever context that is. All right. Maybe didn't feel deserving of what they were in, and as a result there was a bit of like sabotage. There's some evidence here. There's some sort of like gaining something here. You know, it's like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this pentacle? Am I supposed to create something with this? Oh, look at, someone tried to prevent you from receiving stability and security in your life because they felt inadequate. So they thought that it would be brilliant to involve a bunch of people to try to take you out. But you work for the divine. They must have not thought about that, or they didn't know that, or maybe this is new. This is news. I feel like they're all fighting with each other because they're in competition with one another, because none of them feel worthy or enough. There's enough for everybody to go around. Ace of Pentacles. I feel like they tried to steal your abundance, strength. Maybe they thought you wouldn't fight for what you deserve, but you did. I feel like, look at, someone is spellbound, okay? Someone is bound and stuck from their own castings, from their own ill will. They self-sabotaged. Someone might be in like spiritual jail or actual jail. We picked up on that in the, I think, part 2. Yeah, Knight of Swords, yep. Someone did a whole lot of slandering and lying. I feel like there was a lot of attacks. There was a lot of ill will sent out, right? A lot of spell casting would be the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I feel like they will be going through an awakening, okay? They are being awoken to the truth, yeah, that they were fighting God the whole time, and they will experience what they wished for you, which was abandonment, rejection, and having no ability to provide for themselves or those that they take care of. And that is the divine justice playing out here. This is God's will, okay? And then we have the Sun. I feel like they put their own nail in their own coffin by coming after a chosen one. And the Magician. And a Magician. All right, the Magician is here to co-create with the universe, okay? So I feel like the awakening, the tower that they're having is they're realizing who they were battling this whole time. And they're a bit anxious and scared. And so, you know, I feel like this has come full circle with, you know, be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. And, you know, before you try to attack and steal something that isn't yours, maybe you should find out more information. I feel like somebody picked on the wrong person. They bullied the wrong person, right? They didn't realize who they were bullying. I feel like they're going to learn a difficult lesson, that's for sure. Whatever they wished on you, that shit is coming right back. All right? Something is on its way. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. What's this? I feel like these energies created their own demise. It's like, what's this? Yeah, look at. They ignored the guidance that they were given. They're not willing to look within. Okay, they're too busy looking outside of themselves to pay attention to what's truly going on. I feel like they're going to watch you win. Yeah, with somebody else. New offer coming in from somebody who's loyal, someone who's in their power, someone who has spiritual authority, spiritual ranking. So I feel like you're going to experience happiness, joy, blessings, and emotional fulfillment. Okay, so focus on what you do want, not what you don't want. And I'll see you guys later. Later.